This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Oakland Athletics.
Rooker, it's a fly ball to deep center. Robert going back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
And 29 other MLB clubs.
Dolis Garcia sends one the other way. That sends Carroll back. He's at the line. Grows. Ronald Acuna, another milestone in a truly historic season.
Julio with an absolute nuke out to left field.
It's Glaber Day. And like a good Glaber, Torres is there.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe. From humidors to Stuff Plus to walk-off dingers, we have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of A's Cast Live from the field. It's Tuesday. Tuesdays fire me up for a lot of reasons. JP Sears is going to be here. We're going to have Hot Take Tuesday. Johnny Doskow is going to be here. But Tuesday on the field means the doctor, the pitching doctor, right here. Scott Emerson joins us here as we get you ready for a little A's baseball. How are you? First of all, last month of the season.
Yeah, doing good. Yeah, last month of the season. It's always, the dog days of September, I guess. So,
when I think about, this time of the year, you've been through a lot. Like, do you sit and start to reflect and it's okay, how are we gonna close this out the right way? Because for some guys, it's the most innings they've ever pitched, the most stressful innings they've ever pitched in their careers.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is you're just trying to get guys to finish strong. We had a little talk with our guys, the pitching staff, about sticking out like a sore thumb in a positive way the rest of the way. What you do right now can affect your career, what you're looking for. You got some guys that are going to be free agents at the end of the year.
Just get you a little closer there. All right.
Guys that
There you go.
Guys are going to be free agents at the end of the year. They want to leave a positive impression on people. And then the guys that aren't going to be free agents, they want to do the exact same thing. They want to leave a positive impression on people. So stick out like a sore thumb in a good way. And, that's whether it's, just continuing to go to the weight room and be better, getting your arm care in with our athletic trainers, sticking to the process to become a better pitcher.
When, JP Sears is going to join us, and I think about his year, and I'll be honest with you, I did not at all agree with Alex Wood being the opening day starter. I didn't think he had earned it. I thought JP Sears earned it after what he gave you last year. I think if he stays healthy, he has earned the right to do it finally next year, because it does mean something in our game to be the first guy out, even though it's a long season, but it means something. Just talk about what JP Sears, we're going to have him on a little bit later today, what he has meant to you, what he has meant to the staff.
Yeah, he's just been the ultimate worker and grinder. Takes the ball, every 5, 6 days, whenever it is. Works his tail off in the weight room with the athletic trainers. Comes out and wants to throw a quality bullpen. Comes out and wants to throw quality catch play each and every day. Pays attention to detail, and that rubs off on a lot of people.
Yeah.
So when you get your guy who goes out there and takes the ball every day and doesn't complain and wants to be out there, it's contagious to the rest of the staff, and it's very appreciative.
Is that where you just say, hey, that's because he's not a rah-rah guy, right? So that's leader by example.
Yeah, that's the leader by example. He just goes out, does his job each and every day. And what I like about him is, when he's in the weight room, that's the most important part of the day. When he goes out to play catch, that's his most important part of the day. When he gets on the mound to throw his bullpen, that's his most important part of the day. When he gets in the weight room after that to do his weight training, that's the most important part of the day. So every segment of his day is important to him, and it just rubs off on other people.
See, obviously you're somebody that you're in tune with all – you got 13 guys. It's like 13 kids. You got to know everything that's going on with the 13 kids. How important is it to have that daily communication? Once again, we're at the end of the season. This is 6 months. You've been dealing with these guys for almost 7 months when you look at pitchers and catchers reporting. Guys come in and out, obviously, with certain moves. It's just how important is it as a pitching coach to be in tune with all 13, whoever is here every single day?
Yeah, you're always trying to have a touch point with each and every guy every day. How you feeling? Some days it's I'm not feeling great. I could use a day for the relievers, the starters. What are we working on each and every day? You're trying to touch the strength and conditioning coaches and the athletic trainers the best you can, the other coaches in the room and COTS, and just trying to communicate And so you can understand how each player is each and every day. I love catch play. I love standing out in the outfield, watching each guy play catch and just moving around, see how they're moving their feet, see where their hands are, see where their launch position is. And if I see something different from one day to the next, you approach it. And it's the same thing with their deliveries during the games. We give them a good package of pictures after each game, where they are at different positions. And if they're in a wacky position, we'll make a touch point. Ethan Stewart, our biomechanist, gives me data from their mechanics from the night before. So if they're out of whack or doing something totally different, we have a touch point with them. And our game reviews each and every day with the starters, and then every 3 or 4 games with the relievers. It's just in my opinion, a good way to connect with players.
So the front office tracks usage and with a lot of different things with the players, and they'll hand to you and Mark Kotze, I'm not going to say a card. I saw Bob Melvin's old card, but there's guys that can go, cannot go, be cautious with, right? Because you're trying to protect the players in the end. How often is a guy, let's call green light, yellow light, red light, no go. If a guy's in the yellow, right, it's a maybe.
Now he's pitching.
So how many times do you go out, though, because people, if you don't notice, Emo, you are out there as those guys are playing catch. Is it like, hey, how you feeling today?
Yeah, I mean, you also want to develop that relationship with the pitcher that they say yes and they say no. The information that we get, obviously, is a guideline, but ultimately the player is the final say as well, too. And then it become a coach's responsibility. I know we've had some talks about, is Mason Miller up or is Mason Miller down? Some days Mason Miller might want to be up, and it's our responsibility of coaches to look at his workload and say, okay, big picture thinking next year, Mason's career, maybe he should be down today. Some days Mason comes in and, says he's going, and we allow that. And then some days, we got to put our coaching pants on and make tough decisions and say, you know what, you might feel good today, but your workload is pretty good. We need you down. So, it's a combination of the sheet, the combination of coach intelligence, and the combination of the player.
If it is late in a game and Mason Miller is sitting on a chair in a jacket and he's not warming up, is he still a decoy?
Well, I mean, come
on. They can see into the dugout. They know he's not coming. If he's not stretching, if he's not getting, they know.
I mean, we've said this before. I mean, teams probably have their own sheet as well.
Yeah.
They're looking at the sheet going, hey, I don't think they're going to risk pitching Mason Miller tonight. Or, hey, Mason Miller's a go tonight. We got to be ready for Mason. But as you guys know, right when the 8th inning's over with, if it's Mason's opportunity to pitch, he's going to pitch. And he's standing up and he's ready to go before I even call down. So, if Mason's not pitching in the 9th in a game that we need to win, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I can look down. I have an idea. When you start talking about guys like Austin Adams, I was watching today, I think he had like 5 or 6 people down here as he had a little issue with his elbow. That's something that we don't talk a lot about either with your job throughout the year, is when guys are coming back and they throw in front of you. I mean, you got the Edgertronic cameras, you got Rapsodo, whatever the technology you have. Like, just talk us through what you're looking at when a guy is getting on the mound and he's been deemed healthy enough to get on the mound. What is that process like?
Yeah, we're just looking to see if his numbers correlate with the numbers that he's thrown off TrackMan before in his bullpens. So, you got a guy who gets hurt. He comes back. We get him on TrackMan. We can quantify where he's at based on the numbers, whether it's velocity, spin rate, horizontal, vertical movements. Those are the easy ones to look at. If his spin rate's way down in that bullpen and his velocity's down from the bullpens that he's throwing. We'll use Austin as an example. He throws 95 or touches 95 in the game. He's probably going to touch 88 in his bullpen. If he's not touching 88 in his bullpens, then you start thinking about, is he ready or not? If he's 81, 82, you're going to say no. If he's 86, 87, you're probably going to say he's ready. He gets to 88, you're going to be, yeah, he's ready. Probably with the hitter in the box in the game on the line, he's going to get to his
the adrenaline kicks in.
The adrenaline's going to kick in, yeah. So that's how we're using the data there.
So what happens if a player is healthy but the data isn't there?
Well, then, you got to go off of, how's he been pitching for you? I mean, there's a lot of things, you trust players, and, the biggest thing is, how do you feel? If the data isn't there, maybe he needs another bullpen. And sometimes that happens. We just have to say, hey, we need another bullpen. We're not where we've been. We're not even close to where we've been.
Yeah.
And then they buy into it generally. Like, if you're generally an 87, 88 guy in a bullpen and you're throwing 79, generally,
There's no mystery that.
There's no mystery.
Ball's not feeling great out of your hand, as they like to say.
Right, exactly.
I think it's been a godsend what's been happening with your team. It's young pitchers helping you win. I mean, this is like the best case scenario going forward, because we've talked about it. I mean, in baseball, we're up to now, what is it, Cody? 800 and what?
818 entering today.
We have used 818 pitchers this year, folks. 818 human beings have worn a Major League Baseball uniform and have pitched, and we're just at the start of September. Last year was the record. We told you 863. You have admitted on the show there really isn't this many human beings qualified to throw at the big league level, so we're using a lot of people in baseball. It's important now to find a lot of guys who can start. I think you're doing that right now. It's kind of been like a process, and I think these young guys have really, as I said, they've been a godsend to you.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at right now today, we got 8 active rookies on the staff, and, that's not easy. The other day, Cott said, wouldn't it be amazing if we won a game using 3 rookies today? And I kind of gave him a little nudge and said, well, we've done that like 6 times in the last 8 wins. A lot of our guys are down there.
But you're not winning in spite of them. You're winning because of
them. Yeah.
So I want people to understand, like, because Kotze has said, well, we got 9 guys. It's like, well, you're winning because of them, because your veteran guys, I can tell you, we look at the numbers, they weren't so hot. So I want to be known that you're winning because of the rookies.
Yeah, young blood. I mean, you look at what Otañez and Ferguson have done, especially Fergie, it took him a long time to get to the major leagues, 31 years
story,
old.
Right?
Great story, and he's good, and he's been good. So now, how can we make him sustainable for the rest of his career? Same thing with Otañez. It took him a while to get to the big leagues with a big arm. And now it's about him being sustainable, not only the rest of this season, but, in years to come, because we have control over them. So, Dan Hubbs, our bullpen coach, and I are really, trying to, get these guys to understand we're also thinking short term, but we're also thinking long term.
Yeah, so when you start talking about Mitch Spence and Joey Estes and Beto and all these guys that you're saying, okay, we're building like horses in Kentucky. We're building a stable here. JT Ginn is the new one. What have you seen so far from the kid that came over in the Chris Bassett trade with the Mets?
Yeah, JT's got, a really good sinker, a bowling ball sinker, meaning it's heavy. It falls out of the zone, and it's really good. And he's got a 4-seamer to complement that, a slider, and a changeup that falls off the table just like the sinker does. So now it's just getting them to understand how to pitch, looking for open lanes to the hitters. What are the hitters trying to do? Go, not every time do you go strength on strength. I always say this, that the best big leaguers have the ability to exploit a hitter's weakness with strength. That's why you want to have as many strengths as humanly possible. If you go strength on strength, we can still win, obviously, but the hitter gains an advantage because that's his strength. So if we can exploit a hitter's weakness with a strength, we're golden, and that's what we're trying to look to do.
Are you saying you want to be like Batman and you want to have a lot of tricks and tools in that tool belt?
Yeah, you want to have enough, hard in, soft away, hard away, soft away. That's why the ability to move your fastball around and control it. You can throw your fastball to both sides. You can go soft in, you can go soft away. If you can do that, it's very helpful.
JT Ginn kind of reminds me a little bit of how I went about it when you're a short right-handed pitcher. Back then, we didn't call it a sinker. We just called it a 2-seam fastball, right? So we could ride it off lefties into the inner part, and then we could ride it into righties. What I noticed in Cincinnati, a problem that I had a little bit, I love facing lefties because everything was going away. But all of a sudden, when that release point gets a little off, you start throwing it too inside to right-handers. You start having a problem with almost hitting right-handers. I saw that he had that problem. Did you notice that in Cincinnati?
Well, that's just count advantage. When to use it, how to use it, what, where, when, and why. Can we answer those? What are we going to throw? Where are we going to throw it? And why are we going to throw it? A head and account sinker deep in and you move the guy's feet, that can be a really good pitch. They don't know if you're going to go back on the other side of the plate or stay in there again. So, that's gamemanship. That's pitching the game and trying to understand, the hitter's trying to understand what you're trying to do, and you're trying to keep them off balance.
Beto has really impressed. As you said, his month of August was absolutely fantastic. They knew he had a good arm in Pittsburgh. Why now? What's happened? What have you seen from what? Because you guys have the scouting reports and the numbers before he gets here. He went down to AAA, threw the ball well. You brought him up. So what's clicking? Why is the light gone on?
I think, he's doing one thing that is really good that's separating the timing, with the fastball changeup mix and the slider to keep him the East and West game. He's got a sinker that can go into righties and a slider that can go away from righties. He's got a four-seam that can go up to lefties and a sinker changeup that can go away from lefties. So he's got that ability to, I used to call it tree branching. Now it's tunneling. He's got the ability to do that and slow him down with the changeup.
Yeah, Maddox was talking about tunneling a long time ago, well before we called it tunneling.
Yeah.
But it's being able to pitch. I mean, I think fans, you're used to the box when a player comes up and you're watching on television. You can pitch to all ends of the box at all different speeds.
Yeah, and out of the box. Do you have the ability to get a guy to swing outside the box? And generally that means you're putting pitches close to the line. We call it the shadow zones. Do you have the ability to put the ball to the shadow zone and just go outside that shadow zone a little bit to give temptation to the hitter? And I think
the umpire.
And I think Beto's done a really good job of that.
Were you able to watch the special on Greg Maddox?
I've seen parts of it. I haven't seen the whole thing yet, but I can't wait.
Okay. Out of what you've seen, what did you go, that's awesome?
Well, I think that, when he's talking about I throw one pitch, maybe to throw another pitch that's different in the same area to mix up their timing. He talked about, I don't know about what's going to happen on a changeup if I just throw a changeup, but if I throw a low fastball and see how the hitter reacts, then I know I can throw my changeup down there.
How about challenging Bagwell in a game his team's already up, knowing that is not where you go with Jeff Bagwell?
Yeah.
Then Bagwell goes deep, and then later on he comes back knowing they're going to face him in the playoffs. Same scenario, 3 changeups.
I think that's
strikeouts. See you later.
That's the game within the game, right? You get up big, you pitch to the scoreboard. You might throw some pitches that you might save. You throw them a fastball. This at bat, knowing it's the 7th, 8th inning. We're up big. The next time I face him, I probably won't be doing that, but I get him thinking I'm going to throw him some fastballs. But I don't know if hitters are thinking like that as much anymore. I mean, the hitters got so much armor now. You make them move, they don't move anymore. They got, Towny ain't moving. He's got a boxing glove on. He's got a catcher's shin guard on. Yeah, I mean, he ain't afraid of the ball.
That drives me nuts. And
well, I think it's definitely an advantage to the hitter when he's got all this armor on.
So why can't a pitcher have pine tar? If you can have all that armor and you are protected and you get pine tar, they get sticky spray, they get all this stuff that they can put on their bat. Why can't you use pine tar in a ball?
Well, obviously pine tar is probably a decent advantage to the pitcher to create more spin.
But the hitter has all these advantages.
Well, he's got guards on. I think there's a product out there called chalkless baseballs that they have chalk on. I think it gives the pitcher a really good grip on the ball. I'd love to see that in the game, but they're doing the best they can with the baseballs they got.
How about Maddox, where he's getting the ball back from Eddie Perez? If he caught it out here, it's a fastball in. If he kept fastball away, picks his nose, a curveball, that's a slider. That's how he called his pitches. Was that crazy to hear?
Well, yeah, there's some guys in the league today that we think do that, and we've tried to pick up on some things. So I'll keep their names silent. But
are you afraid to go, okay, if he picks his nose, slider?
Well, yeah, pick, right?
You better be right. If you're stealing signs, that's one thing I learned back in the day is we always tried to do that in college, right? Because you're playing a team 3 straight days, you've studied this team, and you're like, I think I got it, but if you think you got it, you better be right. You better. Anything else we haven't covered?
No, I think that's it.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Excited, for the rest of the season for the guys to finish strong, stick to the process. And, I keep telling them, the season's not over with, so we got to keep working.
Well, Dan O'Dowd, two more. Dan O'Dowd, MLB Network, had a lot of nice things to say about you nationally. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, that's great that, maybe your name gets thrown out there and you get noticed a little bit. But, the guys, the pitchers on the team, those are the guys that I'm most proud of rather than myself, I guess. I want them to just go out there and keep working and, and do the best they can and stick to the process for the rest of the season.
And I talked about it. I'm going to start the show with this. I talked about it last night on the postgame show. When you get walked off 3 out of 4 days, that's pretty hard. And then you come back last night and walk a team off. That says a lot about this club.
Yeah, I think that was great. I mean, yeah, we're all dejected. You're getting on the plane, you're heading home thinking, man, we could have taken 6. You're just so happy you took 3. Because splitting on the road is really good too. But we want to be where we want to be. We probably got to come out with 4 on the road.
Well, and one thing about the Mason Miller one, at some point with Josh Young going deep, guy hits a 102 fastball down the right field line, almost around the pole. Sometimes, folks, you just got to tip your cap.
You got to take your hat off. This isn't an easy game, and it's really easy to be the Monday morning quarterback, right, and second guess guys. That's the one thing I always try not to do. But some days, the Garcia pitch is the one I probably would take back for him.
Yeah,
not that he threw Garcia, not that he threw a slider, just he threw it up. Yeah. Garcia got a hit. He throws it down, the guy's probably going to swing and miss. He throws an elevated fastball, he's got a chance to swing and miss. He just missed the spot, and Garcia beat him, and then the walk and then the homer. But the guy's been great all year. You can't really say anything about it.
I will leave you with this. My old Raiders partner, Bill Romanowski, 4-time Super Bowl champion. Well, he's got Towny. Guess what? The other guys, they get paid too. They got nice homes and nice cars too. And it's true.
Yep. We're all professionals here.
You, though, are the best.
Thanks for having me.
I think we got one more.
Well, thanks for having me.
We got one more.
I appreciate it.
So we're going to have some good stuff for you. Be well.
All right. Thank you.
The great Scott Emerson right here on A's Cast Live.
Paging Dr. Emo.
This is Commander Cody, and fall is upon us, and Link Soul has dropped their new fall line. New pants fit for a more custom experience with elevated layers and performance polos to help transition from season to season, no matter if you're wearing them out on the golf course, out to dinner, or just hanging out with friends. Some effortless looks to help you find the right look and feel for any occasion. Go to their website, linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com, and find out how you can unlock 20% off your next order. Remember, in the big leagues, to play good, you got to look good.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
If you haven't been to the Chicken Pie Shop in Walnut Creek, what are you waiting for? You're going to love the new menu, and it's a great place to watch all the pennant race action and the upcoming NFL and college football seasons. Come taste their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next corporate party or birthday celebration. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intended and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit xfinity.com/network management.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
With more sunshine returning, it's time to get outside and make the most of what Cinnabar Hills Golf Club has to offer. Like 27 championship caliber holes tucked in the beautiful hills of San Jose. And take advantage of their amazing Bay Area views for your next special event. It's all for you at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club, an award-winning venue designed to peacefully take you away from the bustle of Silicon Valley. Go to cinnabarhills.com. That's cinnabarhills.com.
A's Cast Live continues from Rickey Henderson Field. Here's Chris Townsend.
Well, I remember back in spring training, and we talked about the lefty having a really good season after what he did last year, giving the team, 32 starts?
Something like that, yeah.
And then you've come out and done exactly what we talked about, and we haven't seen it, JP Sears. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's been a great year. Great last 2 months for us, our squad here, and a great warm day here in Oakland.
I tell you what, I'm so happy for you because you have solidified yourself big league starter, leader of the staff. Not a lot of guys get that in their career. What has that meant to you for the second year to back it up? And you're going to be one of very few pitchers in all of baseball with 30 starts back-to-back years.
Yeah. I mean, those are big words, right? I think I just think about every day just coming here to work. And I've been blessed with some guys older than me that have kind of shown me how to do it, whether it was with the Yankees earlier or, this throughout this year with Paul and Strip and Woody being here, kind of showing me the way. And so I've just been leaning on those guys. And we have obviously a lot of young guys that have great arms that are throwing the ball great this year. So just trying to do my job every day and just trying to be available, trying to be healthy, and, just trying to get a quality start every time I go out there.
Scott Emerson was just on the show, and he talked about, because I asked about you, he said, the one thing, whatever it is for you that day, you tackle it, whether it's your bullpen day, it's a run day, it's a lift day, that you stay in the moment, you stay in the day, and why that is really good. Kind of like it reminds me of Marcus Semien, how you lead by example.
Yeah.
Talk about how you're day by day, you tackle it, you go after it, and that does show everybody how you need to do it every 5 days or do it in between starts.
Yeah, I think that being consistent is about, showing your work and not necessarily talking about your work. And I think that that's kind of something I try and do every day. You gave a great example with Semien there. I've heard from a lot of guys here that play with him that's what he's about. And, that's the reason why a lot of guys here that have shown me that way. Seth Brown's like that every day. He comes ready to work. I watch these older guys like Paul and him do the same thing. So for me personally, it's just been about, you can't really be about the work or talk about the work unless you're going to be about it. So I think every day just trying to find a way to do a little something to get me better or help me to recover or work on this one pitch that day, or whether it's, some days it's, being a little mature in it and knowing that like today I got to do a little less, I just maybe need to take a chill day. So, we have 90 days in this season. So there's a lot of opportunities to get better. And there's also a lot of opportunities to, let yourself recover and, listen to yourself. So it's always balancing those two for sure.
I've said this about you, that there's going to be 30 something starts. There's going to be some really good ones. There's going to be some bad ones, and there's going to be just some okay. I mean, that's what happens when you take the ball over 30 times. How do you make sure you stay in routine from start to start, no matter whether you're going from a really good start or a start you weren't happy about?
Yeah, good question. I mean, I think that, it's obvious that there's guys that are the best of the best that have tough ones every year, and it's not something I like to think about. You expect yourself when you go out there to do well. So, bouncing back after those tough outings can be hard. For me, it kind of drives me to want to do a little bit more every week. So I think that just having that consistent mindset of kind of trusting your abilities, trusting your stuff, and trusting, like leaning on that work that I talked about. I think that's kind of what makes you feel a little bit better in the moment when you have a tough outing, or, helps you kind of overcome that mountain of feeling like, all right, well, there's a little pressure on this next one to have a good one because you've had a bad one, and just kind of like not think about any of that stuff and really just lean into the work that you're doing every day and let that kind of speak for your mentality and kind of lean on that whenever a moment starts to get a little bit tough. Like there's, you have a bad game and the next game, maybe you get tested in that second inning and you're able to kind of like get past that second inning and then you end up having a good outing. So I think for me, it's about minimizing those little innings here and there in between outings that are not good and, making it into a good one. And then, really just reducing the amount of, less than 5 inning outings you have every year. I think that at times you're going to give up 3, 4, 5 runs in a game and not necessarily be happy about it. But the best of the best are able to still throw those 6-7 innings. And so that's what
out.
I'm trying to do. Yeah.
Get deeper in the game. Inside this season, have you tinkered much? Has there been any changes, anything that you've worked on in season?
Yeah, for sure. Like I said, there's always something I can do every day. I feel like that you kind of have to look at the numbers and look at kind of what I feel like I've leaned on and gotten better at, and then try and work on some other stuff. So like I've thrown the sweeper so much the last 2 years to where like I kind of got away from my changeup and really working on it. I feel like I've worked on my changeup a lot more this year, and I've kind of done some tinkering with my grips and just things like that daily that you can do. I feel like maybe make the pitch a little bit more playable in the zone, or whether it's you just give a little more confidence with it because you're able to throw more strikes with it. So, I've tinkered with the changeup and added the sinker a little bit in the mix. So, but it comes down to, just throwing strikes and just really commanding the strike zone and dominating the strike zone.
Yeah, for guys that are only getting X amount of starts, they're out there trying to do everything they can to get outs. But now the game changes when you're going to put a lot on tape over 30 starts.
Right.
Teams are watching every single thing. So is there some point when you said you're throwing your sweeper so much, is there ever a point, even when you had a stretch for like 7-8 games where you were just fabulous, is there ever a time where you go, you know what, I want to make sure I don't become predictable?
Right, yeah. I think that the more you're in the big leagues, the more that you're facing the same guys in the same division, and the more you see yourself out there, it becomes more of a chess match. And, baseball is about executing. And for position players, it's a hard game. It's really hard to hit in the big leagues, and I have to remind myself that a lot.
Yeah.
And know that, like, the game plan is the game plan. And more times than not, 8 to 9 out of 10 times, the game plan is going to work if you just go about doing it the right way. So I think, it just kind of goes back to just being able to control the game and kind of getting a little bit better in those moments, like I said, where you kind of feel like the game's going to this is going to be like the pivotal part of the game for me, and just being able to control those situations and really slow it down and just like dominate the situation.
Have young guys come to you now during this season, or has there been a time where you see something and you'll go to a younger player saying, hey, maybe try this, or I saw this?
Well, yeah, I guess there's the veteran's a strong word, and I don't consider myself that, and I'm definitely not that. We definitely have some of those guys on this team.
You're not the old guy yet?
But not the old guy, not the young guy. So I love being kind of somewhere right in the middle of that.
You're in your prime, my man.
Right. So I feel like I can influence a little bit and also be influenced. So I think just trying to throw with some guys like me and Spence and Vito and Joey and Boyle and all these guys, we've always trying to just throw together different guys every day and just trying, talk a little bit, learn more about like why this works for me, why this works for you. And like, I feel like that's kind of been able to help each other out a little bit as far as, like I said, just your approach going into the game. Like, it's hard starting in the big leagues. So just learning a little bit you can every day just snowballs into like just so much more understanding and maturity whenever you go out there and just slowing everything down.
So we got different hats every year in 18, 19, and 20. This is the COVID hat, but this is the year we won the AL West.
Mm-hmm.
And I love this hat because that team would have won whether it was a shortened season or not. And I remember where, Frankie Montas was just here, Chris Bassett, all these guys are here. I don't know if you've been able to do that. I'm hoping this will happen again with you guys as we're going to get some more structure of who's going to be here. But they're like each other's pitching coaches. Like they vibed off each other and they'd help each other in between starts. Yeah. Do you get the sense you're starting to see that with this staff?
Yeah, I mean, referring to that postseason team, I remember watching them on TV, and we definitely have that vibe here, and we definitely have the mentality. There's a lot of pieces here that I feel like that are going to be the main pivotal roles into being a playoff team. And I think that, we have what it takes, and it's just kind of about putting it together and being healthy and just having that right mindset that we have right now going into next year. And I think that you're going to see that a lot from a lot of the pitching staff. And even if we, not everybody here is here next year, we're going to have a lot of guys that are going to contribute that are here right now. And I'm certainly looking forward to it. And we're definitely going to have a fun year and a very exciting competitive year.
Yeah, I mean, this is the prime. It's the prime of your life. You just got married. It's the first year of marriage. It's a huge year for your career. So win this season, because we probably won't talk to you again, as we only have X amount of games left. So any big plans in the off season? Kind of, I don't know, trips, golf?
Nothing
anything?
Crazy. Like you said, I just got married, so just done some house renovations. Just gonna enjoy a lot of. Yeah, I mean, luckily, gotta do a lot of it when we're not there, so we can enjoy the good parts of that part of it. So gonna be there a lot in Charleston, South Carolina. Definitely playing some golf, and definitely a trip or two planned. Some friends' weddings or whatever it may be. But it doesn't take me very long in the off season to get itching for that February date.
Yeah, you like to throw a lot.
Yeah, and I throw all off season. I think it's just. That's a whole nother maybe conversation we could have with a lot more time. But I just kind of keep my arm moving throughout the off season. Definitely don't see a high workload early on, and I'm definitely doing very, very little, probably less than you'd even imagine me doing. But just something about taking a lot of time off of my shoulder and my arm just doesn't really necessarily feel that good. So, like you said, you just kind of learn the more you go, and just kind of like, that's what I'm trying to tell these other guys. I've learned from these guys here that have done that. So it's just, learning your body and knowing what works for you.
Well, I'm going to tell you, this is not an understatement. You mean a lot to this franchise, because there's going to be, Cody, what's the number again? Just to let you know.
818 pitchers used
We've
so far.
used 818 pitchers so far in baseball this year. The record last year was 863. We're going to blow past that.
Wow.
So to have somebody that you can count on every 5 days really means a lot, especially I think this team's going to have a legitimate shot to do some damage. So what you mean to the franchise, it's big. And I mean, we got to – you didn't make your debut against us, but we saw you pitch against the A's at Yankee Stadium. So I remember watching you pitch for the first time before you got traded over.
Right.
From where you were at that point to where you are today, I mean, you've matured into a fine pitcher in Major League Baseball.
Thank you.
And it's been a lot of fun to watch.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. And there's definitely a lot more to come. And I think that you're going to see that attitude out of me and a lot of other guys around here that, that we know that we've done some good things, but, there's a lot more things that we want to get better at and just really just love winning. So that's going to be our attitude for sure.
Great stuff, and have a strong finish.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We got more coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit xfinity.com/network management.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
This is Chris Townsend, and it is summertime. You want to look your best, and I can't tell you how excited I am. Commander Cody, we've got our new shipment from Link Soul, all the summer gear. So whether you're playing golf or you're going out for dinner, you're hanging out with your buddies, or you're going to the beach, go see our friends at linksoul.com. And right now they have an offer where you can get 20% off. Go to linksoul.com. Remember, in the big leagues, look good, play good.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intended and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
With the sunshine returning, it's time for golf, and more golf at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club. Cinnabar Hills is also your destination for great food with their beautiful renovated restaurant and quality craft beer selection at their full bar. Featuring a grass driving range and 27 championship caliber holes, Cinnabar Hills Golf Club is the best public course in the Bay Area. For more information, go to cinnabarhills.com. That's cinnabarhills.com.
Ever wondered what a 30-foot tall pistachio looks like? a giant redwood, or Big Sur, Chevron with Techron will be there to help you see them and tons of other places you have to see to believe. Because with unbeatable mileage and a clean engine, cars feel great. So next time you want to fill up on a little adventure, an awkward family photo, or a new commute to work, make sure to fill up at Chevron's along the way. Your car and your memories will thank you. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland, and you'll get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding. Love where you sleep.
If you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see our friends at the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
And the underdogs Oakland Athletics win their first championship since they were in Philadelphia in 1930.
Hi, I'm Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer, 3-time World Series champion with the Oakland A's and World Series MVP. Winning takes teamwork, skill, and heart. So when you need an ace for a personal injury lawyer that will win you the game, go with the winning team. Call Venardi Zerata at 833-VZ for me, or go to vzlawfirm.com. Venardi Serrata, the official injury law firm of the Oakland A's.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
The A's YouTube page is your go-to destination for A's video content. Get access to great highlights, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, classic games, A's Cast Live, and more. Visit youtube.com/athletics.
This is Commander Cody, and fall is upon us, and Linksole has dropped their new fall line. New pants fit for a more custom experience with elevated layers and performance polos to help transition from season to season, no matter if you're wearing them out on the golf course, out to dinner, or just hanging out with friends. Some effortless looks to help you find the right look and feel for any occasion. Go to their website, linksole.com. That's linksole.com, and find out how you can unlock 20% off your next order. Remember, in the big leagues, to play good, you got to look good. If you haven't been to the Chicken Pie Shop in Walnut Creek, what are you waiting for? You're going to love the new menu, and it's a great place to watch all the pennant race action and the upcoming NFL and college football seasons. Come taste their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next corporate party or birthday celebration. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Streaming from Ricky Henderson Field, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
All right. Did you keep the camera rolling?
It was on, but no one can see anything.
Oh, my God. So JP Sears just hung out a little bit longer. And we're just, because, we haven't talked to him in so long. And he just told us, and I think we can talk about this off the air. This wasn't something like, hey, don't say anything. I mean, he just said other teams have been telling A's players, hey, man, you guys are going to be good. You got talent. Because what happens is you may not see it. Can they see the Mariners? Like the Mariners are out here right now. But at some point, the players are out here at the same time, stretching, and guys will talk to each other. Guys know each other from minor leagues or college, or maybe they grew up in the same town. But JP Sears says it's something they're hearing a lot from their opposition going, hey, man, you guys are going to be tough. So forget that I see it, the guy taking phone calls after the game. Forget Cody. Forget some of the people who cover this team. The opposition is seeing that there is a huge difference in talent. That was the one thing JP said. They see that there is talent here, and they're growing up in front of our eyes. And I think yesterday's moment was, you talk about a big moment. Once again, we are not going to go back. And I try, and I know I sell every single game on the post-game show, and games matter and everything. But on this show, I can tell you, we are not going to go back 2 years from now and say, hey, do you remember late August? Now, we may reference a certain period of time like we do 2017 and say, hey, we saw that group grow up to win 97, 2 straight years in 2018, 2019. And then, of course, this hat right here, the 2020 team that won the division and got the playoff victory against the Chicago White Sox here, and then went on to take on the Astros at Dodger Stadium. So you could say we saw that late in 2017, but individual games we never referenced. And so we're not going to reference August, I don't know, give me a date, 23rd, right? We're not going to reference any dates. We will, like if this team goes on to do something special next year, which could be, and I just talked to JP Sears about this. I'm like, hey man, if you're 500 by August 1st, you're in this thing, right? You are in this thing if you're 500 by August 1st, because the average win total of a team that gets that last playoff berth is 86.5. And last year you saw I got this fuzz right here. Last year you saw, what did you see? You saw the D-backs get in at 84. So that's one of those deals where if you're 500 by August 1st, you're in this thing. And the one thing that I truly like about, talking about this team, it's like they're going to have a puncher's chance next year, the talent. And I want to talk about yesterday's game. Do you have Ken Korak ready to go?
Oh, yes, of course I do.
I want you to think about this. You're walked off in Cincinnati. You're then the last game of the series where you had a chance to win and sweep the Cincinnati Reds. You're then walked off again on Saturday and Sunday, right? The Sunday one, Young hitting that oppo bomb off Mason Miller, 102. You got to tip the cap. So you're walked off 3 out of 4 games. Right?
Correct, yes.
All right, you're walked off 3 out of 4 games. You fly back from Texas to here. It's a Monday night. It's Labor Day. It's end of the season. You could easily go south. And the game didn't look great right out of the gate either. Mariners are still playing for something. Mariners need to win. Mariners need to win every single game. We will cue Roy Rogers a little bit later. And the Mariners, I had 2 hot takes to the Mariners. Both are going to be failures. But the fact that you've been walked off 3 out of 4, you come back into the season, Monday, it's a holiday. The fact that the A's did this yesterday, it means something. I want to hear me some Ken Korak.
Now waves the wood, plants his back foot, taps the plate with his bat. Wide open stance. And now the pitch. And here it is. And Langley, there's a deep drive to left. If it's fair, it's gone right down the line and gone. Yes, they won it on a towering drive into the left field corner. Almost like it went right over the foul pole. Langoliers with his second home run tonight is a walk-off winner for the A's. 5-4 Oakland in the first game of this series on Labor Day.
How good was that?
It was great because, 22 years ago to the day was Miguel Tejada's walk-off base hit for the 19th one in a row. The Korak also called, so it was cool to see that, but that was awesome to see Langoliers not only hit the home run earlier in the game off Logan Gilbert to come up in the 9th and hit the home run off both, to do that and become only the 3rd A's catcher ever to have 25 home runs in a season, joining Gene Tennis and Terry Steinbach, both A's Hall of Famers.
But think about that. You've just been walked off on the road 3 out of 4 days, and you come home and you get a walk-off win like that. Scores sometimes matter. Games don't matter. It's what you see in the individuals and how they play. and who they are. And when you have adversity placed in front of you, how do you handle that? Well, that's the 60th win of the season. That's a 10-game improvement. Everything after this, so whether it's going to be 65, 70, whatever it is a huge improvement for this team. But it says a lot about the character in the clubhouse, a win like that. And that's why I wanted to bring it up with Scott Emerson. It's like, wow. Because that game was a game last night. They could have shown up. They could have got beat. And you come back from a trip. You've been walked off 3 out of 4 days. Was anybody going to complain? Now, there'd be some callers after the show complain, but would anybody really complain? No. They won that game. That shows character. To me, that was huge. You got Chris Carey's?
I do, yeah. Give me one
Let's
second.
give the TV version our friends NBC Sports California.
3-2, swinging a drive, deep to left. Shea has become judge, jury, and executioner.
Think he's worked on that?
I think so. I mean, he made off. Hey, I told him, I said, hey, you made awful announcing with that call. So he made a big publication for his home run call.
Yeah, no, it was a great call. I didn't hear it until I watched Quick Pitch, and that's why I wanted to play it. Obviously, Chris Carey doing an unbelievable job. But, you can't say enough about these players and how they're growing in front of our eyes. I mean, there's 24 games left. There's 12 here in Oakland. They're 23-17 since the All-Star break. And since the start of July, I mean, the record speaks for itself, Commander. They have been on fire as they are 30-22. Yeah, that's 8 games over 500, and I will say that's fire because if you lived last year and you lived what we have seen this year, how bad things have been, I mean, since July 1st, it's like a completely different team. You almost wish that this was what you would have saw at the beginning of the year, which we saw at spring training, what we thought the team would be more like. But if you're a fan and you just care about the baseball aspect of it, you have to love what you're seeing from this group. And with these walk-offs, you start to say to yourself, and with all the one-run losses and how bad it was in Manju, my God, their record could be way closer to 500 if you think about it.
Yeah, I remember because we were talking about how the team was 17-17 at one point. We're like, oh, okay, they're gonna, they're gonna get past the horrifying season of last year and 50 wins, and they went through a lull, and they're playing much better. They had the 3rd best record in the American League since the beginning of July, so that's good to see. And then if you look at what Brent Rooker and Lawrence Butler named AL Player of the Week, by the way. I mean, I don't know who else would really top him, but Lawrence Butler named AL Player of the Week. He was out here doing an interview with MLB on.
Yeah, I don't know how you would.
He was on that show that Chris Rose used to be on. What's it called again? I'm really blanking on the name. Intentional Talk.
Intentional Talk.
Intentional Talk. He was on there. It was a good interview. He was on there for a while. But since the beginning of July, Brent Rooker, Lawrence Butler, /line, 333, 391, 688, 36 home runs, 91 RBIs. That's the best in the American League. And actually baseball. It's better than Judge and Soto. It's better than Bobby Witt and Salvi Perez, and better than Ohtani and Freeman, which we all know how good of a season Ohtani and Aaron Judge are having. So beginning of July, these guys have been carrying the team, and obviously seeing what Shayla.
5 o'clock, Johnny. 5.
You still got 7 minutes.
I mean, what time does this game start today? Hey, can we play now? I mean, seriously, when the game starts, the game starts.
I mean, he's really rushing us for a guy that's not calling the game tonight.
Well, is he not calling the game?
No.
All right. Johnny's over there.
He's
itching.
Is
it me?
He wants to get his hot take out because the spoiler, he has a hot take for a game that's in progress.
So there's a game currently on the board right now that he's got, I can't go to Reno or Vegas and bet on a football game that's already in progress unless it's in-game betting.
Well, yes.
So he's got a bet or he's got a hot take before the game started, even though the game. Is it American League or National League?
It's a National League.
So he's got something from Boston, New York, Washington, Miami, or Colorado, Atlanta.
Yep.
Chris Sale's going to win the Cy Young.
Has something with Chris Sale, but not that.
Oh, wow.
But not that.
Oh, wow. All right. My hot take will be on Lawrence Butler.
Okay. Mine will have something to do with the city of Chicago.
My Sean Manaea pick, he threw another gem It just happened to be on September 1st, which I didn't get to. It was a complete game. If I get that, I might have got my Shamanaya National League Pitcher of the Month.
I mean, he's been awesome since he did the interview with us.
Yes, he's been phenomenal. He's been absolutely phenomenal.
So, I mean, if you look at the guys we've had on recently, Lawrence Butler's been really good.
Can we get back to the walk-offs?
Yeah.
That's nothing to you?
I mean, 5th walk-off win of the year.
That's not the point.
It does.
They just got walked off 3 out of 4 days, and
I
they
agree
come
with
home and walk
you.
somebody off.
It shows a lot of character and they still care about winning. Like,
right?
What would happen last year with the team that had 30-something wins at this point probably?
What would happen with most teams? Most teams at the end of the season, you got walked off 3 out of 4 days on the road. You come home and you're like, what the hell? This team hasn't done that. I think that says a lot. I think a lot of teams would have said, or a lot of teams packed it in. It's just what they are doing right now. A win like that last night, to me, shows the character, the reaction of the players after. Because getting walked off 3 out of 4 days is rough.
Yeah.
That is rough.
Especially going from Cincinnati to Texas and then having it happen. And I agree with you. You said on a post on the Ace Clubhouse show last night, and I agree with you. The pitch that Mason Miller made to Josh Young, I mean, he took an opposite field 102-mile-per-hour fastball to right field to win the game.
Just right.
So you got to tip your cap, the metaphorical cap that I'm not wearing, to what Young did in that game. But the other two were kind of brutal. But to come back and win the game yesterday, there's a lot of teams that would have quit. I agree with you. I mean, what would the Mariners have done? Will they fire Dan Wilson and bring someone else in?
Oh, wow.
Was that too soon?
Wow.
Too soon.
Get Happy Trails ready. I think 2 of my hot takes are bye-bye. But coming up next, it's time for hot takes. How many hot takes do we got? Who's involved?
There's you, me, and Johnny. Michael, our production assistant, has one. And Vince Tocci texted me one of his.
Oh, we got hot takes galore from the field. We're getting you ready for game 2 of the 4-game set. A's, Mariners, plus we got more than just what's happening today. We got some MLB news to get to. All coming up next right here on A's Cast Live.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
This is Commander Cody, and fall is upon us, and Linksole has dropped their new fall line. New pants fit for a more custom experience with elevated layers and performance polos to help transition from season to season, no matter if you're wearing them out on the golf course, out to dinner, or just hanging out with friends. Some effortless looks to help you find the right look and feel for any occasion. Go to their website, linksole.com. That's linksole.com, and find out how you can unlock 20% off your next order. Remember, in the big leagues, to play good, you got to look good. If you haven't been to the Chicken Pie Shop in Walnut Creek, what are you waiting for? You're going to love the new menu, and it's a great place to watch all the pennant race action and the upcoming NFL and college football seasons. Come taste their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next corporate party or birthday celebration. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit xfinity.com/network management.
Nestled in the hills of San Jose, minutes from Silicon Valley, Cinnabar Hills Golf Club offers 27 holes of championship golf, first-class pro shop, practice facility, and great food in the grill. This time of year also means family and business get-togethers. Let the folks at Cinnabar Hills make your event unforgettable while enjoying their award-winning venue. It's all there for you. Championship golf, a great space for any events, and incredible food. See it all at CinnabarHills.com. That's CinnabarHills.com.
Calling all trading card collectors. Mark your calendars for Saturday, September 14th, because Topps Hobby Rip Night is back and bigger than ever. Head to your local hobby shop to open packs, trade cards, and connect with fellow collectors. With over 500 shops participating and some surprise appearances from athletes and celebrities, this is a night that you don't want to miss. Join the fun. Find your nearest shop at Topps.com/Rip Night. That's Topps.com/Rip Night. And be a part of the excitement on September 14th.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intendant and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
Streaming from Ricky Henderson Field, A's Cast Live continues with Chris Townsend.
All righty. It is hot take time. I just got to make sure, all right. I think I can make this happen. You got yours? I hear yours is in progress.
It is.
You've gone to the casino and you go, I want to make this bet. And they go, well, it kicked off an hour ago.
Exactly. Exactly. You saw me, Rudy. You knew what I was going to take.
It's called in-game betting.
Exactly.
You're in-game betting.
Yeah.
In-game. All right, are we ready? Love this. What are we going to do in the offseason?
You hear a really good
We'll do a lot of hot takes.
I don't think we're seeing Juan Soto for 5-6 guys. I'm predicting we will not see one blazing hot big trade.
Paul Skeens will pitch in the Major League Baseball All-Star Game this season.
Nice.
There'll be 11 home runs at least in the next this 3-game series. That's a lot of home runs for a 3-game series.
Then you hear some really bad hot takes.
The St. Louis Cardinals are going to win the NL Central. Book it.
Brent Rooker will win the 2024 Home Run Derby.
Angel Hernandez retiring is bad for baseball.
Well, on A's Cast Live, all takes are hot takes. It's time for Hot Takes Tuesday with Chris Townsend, only on A's Cast Live.
Your hot take about the Natty went very well.
Not bad.
Went
not
very
bad,
well.
Yeah.
And it was funny because they put it up. NBC put it up. I don't know if you got to see it.
No, I didn't.
NBC, they didn't put your take up,
Right.
but they had that Cincinnati since whatever year. There's been more home runs hit at that ballpark than any other ballpark, and I was like, more than Coors Field?
That is surprising.
Yeah,
more than
they're
Coors
more.
Field. Wow.
So I don't remember what exact year it was.
Yeah.
But more home runs have been hit in Cincinnati, the Great American Bandbox. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like why would you build a ballpark like that?
It's crazy. I that really surprised me about Coors Field with the Cracker Jack box that is. But I guess you could say, I think in the gaps, say what you want about Coors Field, it obviously hitter friendly, but in the gaps, it's pretty deep, right? Like a lot of doubles and triples in that ballpark too. So I don't know.
The great Dennis Eckersley's just rolled in.
Yeah.
Act the Hall of Famer. A's Hall of
Still
Famer.
looks great, by the way.
He looks, you could tell how he was a runner. He looks like he looks like a sprinter.
Yep.
Dennis Eckersley. All right. So your hot take that you won, you had how many home runs in 3 games?
11.
And you blew past that.
13.
Yeah.
13.
You won that easy.
Crazy.
All right. What do we got, Commander?
All right. So Vince Tocci, who was one of our producers for the game,
well, Vince Tocci
texted me and said that his hot take is that the Chicago Cubs will be the 3rd wildcard team in the National League.
Wait,
that is
what?
a hot take.
What? What? Cubs are 3.5 games back right now. They've got to hop the Mets, who are just a half game back of the Braves.
And the Cubs got to be Paul Skeens tonight, by the way.
That is a really blazing hot take.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Michael, one of our
It's
production.
kind of like hiring Dan Wilson at the end of the season. It's kind of
wow. And
did you say it out loud?
it's kind of like a Hail Mary. You know that pass you throw up that's probably not going to get completed at the end of the game, and there's 8 people around it. Okay, all right.
Michael,
I like it, Vince.
Michael, one of our production assistants, said
Yankee honk. How are you a Yankee fan and you grew up in Petaluma? It makes no sense. I get it. You like Lagunitas. I get it. Petaluma is the king of arm wrestling. I get all that. How are you a Yankee? Does that are you basically advertising you're a front runner?
Right. Has it always been his favorite team? Why are they your favorite team?
It's like all these people like, oh, I'm a Bulls fan. Well, yeah, everybody's a Bulls fan for those years when Jordan was winning championships.
Right. You could tell by the gear that they wear if it's kind of new gear. When you see Chiefs gear that's new gear, they're front runners. You see Chiefs gear that's old school, right?
When you go around the country now and you see Golden State Warriors gear, 20 years ago, no one even knew what Golden State meant. They didn't even know where the team was from. They didn't. Now everybody's the biggest Curry fan.
Right.
Front runners.
I know. And but front runners are part of it, right? You always say, hey, we'll take the front runners when the A's start winning. We'll take them. We'll take them along with us, right?
Well, for us?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we'll take anybody on the bandwagon.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll take any vagabonds. How's it going to play next year when we go up there and it's a bunch of Light the Beam Kings fans up there?
There'll be some Kings fans for sure. There's no that. You're right. That's
what are we supposed to do?
It's an interesting dynamic, right? You're right.
I love Rick Adelman and Chris Webber. Am I going to have to play that?
You might have to, just for a little bit.
Who's your favorite player? Patience Stoyakovich, favorite player? Doug Christie?
Vladdy, yep.
My favorite. Yep. Actually, Vladdy smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee at half.
Right.
That's my favorite of all time.
Exactly, right?
Because that's it.
I know.
European basketball. Yeah. Everybody else is getting, some people are, they're getting IVs, drinking Gatorades, not the Europeans. Black coffee and cigarettes at half.
That's right.
That's my kind of team.
Get those heaters. Get those heaters.
Heart darts and some caffeine. That's my kind of team.
Right.
All right. Sorry.
It's okay.
Light the beam.
Well, since you're speaking about heart darts and all that, Jim Leland will join us on Friday.
The Hall of Famer.
You guys get them all.
The Hall of Famer. Is that not good enough for you?
That's pretty good, man.
I mean, everybody in the press box, what does this show do? I mean, you know what? This press box doesn't appreciate this show.
Well, I know.
They don't. They don't.
I know a certain big nose radio guy does. That's me. I know. I appreciate it. So
thank you, Johnny.
Yep.
Do we? You know what we need for our desk? The Johnny Doskow
bobblenose. We got to find them because they're hard to get right now. I don't know where they are. It's been since 2012 when they did it. So
wow, yeah. Does the River Cats have like a storage area we could go through?
We'll find it.
Okay.
We'll find it.
He knows some people.
Yeah.
So Michael's take was
you're going to be king up there.
No.
Oh my God!
No,
Can you imagine?
No.
You're going to be rolling around there. You're going to be like Dennis Eckersley walking around.
Yeah,
there.
right.
Except
That's
about
a bit of a stretch.
60 pounds heavier, but yeah. No offense.
No offense taken. No offense taken. So you're saying he's 180? Well,
I mean, he looks really good. I mean, he's 73 or 74 years old.
He does.
Eck does not look his age.
He does.
Eck looks like he could go out there and give a 7 tonight.
It's a good little jab, though. 60. You got the 60-pound in. I love it.
It's my job.
Michael thinks that Michael, known Yankee fan, thinks that
that's right, Yankee homer.
Thinks that Aaron Boone gets fired after they go one and done in the postseason this year.
Who said that? Wow.
Does he deserve it?
What, to make that hot take? He deserves to make that.
No, he can make. He said
yeah.
Michael's brilliant at what he does.
Yeah.
Does Boone deserve that?
No, I don't think he does.
It's hard to win.
It is.
Like people don't. It's really
and
really
I'm glad
hard to
I'm
win.
glad you take that stand because I know a lot of times you will jump on that bandwagon, be anti-Yankee, but you're also fair. So you understand.
You know what? Fair. I like Aaron Boone. People may not remember years and years ago during the playoffs, 95-7 the game. I was doing the show outside the stadium. Aaron Boone was calling the game. Had him on the show.
Nice.
Our old buddy Roxy Bernstein set that up, and we had Aaron Boone on.
Nice.
He's a great dude. I
Yes,
mean, everybody in baseball will tell you.
Yes, he
Aaron.
is.
So I'm not. I hate Yankees, but I'm not anti-Boone. And is it, if anything, shouldn't we be questioning Brian Cashman at this point?
Well, I mean, that's the right. I mean, Cashman, it almost seems like he's going to be there forever, right? It just no matter what happens.
Like, if you replace Aaron Boone with, I don't know, whoever, you think things change with these teams that are built like beer league softball teams? Not a whole lot of athleticism, all they do is hit home runs. I mean,
I don't think Boone's out if they lose. I don't agree with that hot take. I like the man.
you're a forever an optimist.
No, I'm pretty realistic about
When's
things.
the last time you fired somebody on the air?
Been a while.
Yeah.
Been a while. Yeah.
See, here we fire people all the time.
I know.
Like short order cooks. You're out of here. I mean, it's rough. It's rough. All right. So Aaron Boone gone. Michael, extra credit. Is it the next day? Or is there will be some time and then extra credit if you call it. How long does it take to fire Aaron Boone? Are you saying 2 days it took to
But
fire
he still
Girardi?
didn't give an answer. Give an answer.
Get an answer. We need an answer.
Does he make it on?
Okay.
Does he make it on the tarmac, or is it going to go full Lane Kiffin?
Lance Kiffin, my good friend Lance from Ole Miss.
2 days. All right. So, Johnny, do you want to give yours since yours is in progress?
My hot take.
Since the game's over.
Yeah, right. Since it didn't come through. My hot take today, and I called Commander very early in the day about this. My hot take today was that Chris Sale will have 16 strikeouts today against the Rockies. The game is it's in Atlanta. The Rockies strike out more than anybody. Chris Sale's
And by the way,
yeah,
he's given up two earned runs or fewer in the last 14 games.
And who got him on the 1st of June? The A's did.
He's on a heater.
Yeah, he is.
All right, where are we?
Strikeouts.
He's at 3 1/3 with 4 strikeouts.
That take's not looking great. He's like to strike outside.
It's still in play.
It's in the notes, and this is crazy because Patrick and I, our other production assistant, we were looking into this. Chris Sale could become the first ever Braves left-hander to have 200 strikeouts in a season.
That doesn't. No.
I looked it up. The closest was Glavine.
Warren Spahn?
Spahn didn't do it.
Glavine didn't do it.
Nope. So,
Steve Avery.
No, he wasn't on the
Charlie
list.
Leibrandt.
They weren't even on
So
the
you're
list.
saying Spahn, who had 363 wins, never did that?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
You know why he had all those wins? He pitched to contact.
He did.
Didn't try and strike everybody out. Didn't need Tommy John. And he pitched till he was 80.
I think the most
Tommy John.
I think the most Glavine ever had was like 192 or something like that.
Wow.
It was his first Cy Young year.
I would have lost everything, by the way, if you would have said, "Hey, how many times did Warren Spahn strike out?"
That doesn't seem like
doesn't make sense.
All right, 192 Glavine, friend of the program, Hall of Famer.
So
Tom
I heard him the other day on he's been on multiple times. Good friend of the program.
We've talked hockey with Tom.
So great. Was it Luke Robitaille or whatever?
Jeremy Roenick.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys in that draft.
What LA King hack were you drafted in front of?
So for mine, the White Sox are now on their third 10-game losing streak of the season.
Yeah.
They're projected to finish 36 and 126. That will shatter the record for most losses in a season.
That's what they're on pace for.
Rough.
Give you one more.
Wow.
Chris Flexen lost his 20th. The team lost his 20th straight start yesterday, and that's the big league mark for most consecutive losses in a pitcher starts that was held by Milwaukee, as everyone remembers, Chris Capuano. 20 straight losses.
I thought Anthony Young of the Mets had something like that.
So what's your hot take?
The Chicago Bears will win more games in September than the Chicago White Sox.
Oh, yeah, I'd bet on that.
That is a great hot take, actually. That's real. That's good.
Bears season's here on Sunday. Caleb Williams.
There's no, you know what?
Dude, it's another futures pick. We got to wait till December on this.
You got to wait till the end of the month.
I'll bet you an ice cream cone on that.
Wait, you're saying
end of September?
Oh, you're saying the first month of the season, the Chicago Bears will win more games in September
than the White Sox do.
That is a good hot take.
That's a really
that might be the most creative hot take of the season.
I agree. That's genius. That's genius.
So you're taking Bears first month against the White Sox last month.
Correct. We remember the A's go to Chicago in a few weeks.
When season starts, you don't even get the first week of September. You're going on a short month.
So you're saying they're going to go 3-20-24 this month? The
Essentially,
White Sox?
yeah. They're not going to be very good. I'm going to pull up Bears first game. Sorry, Delaire. Titans are going down. Bears winning week 1.
Why would you even say that? Why would you even say that? Are you trying to cancel A's Cast?
Week 2.
He cares more about Titan football than he does A's Cast.
Week 2 in Houston, win. Week 3, Indianapolis, win. Week 4 at home against the Rams, probably a loss.
Is that still, though, in September? That's not still in September. They have 4 games in September?
Yeah. That is a fantastic hot take, by the way.
It is the most
All I need is the
creative.
White Sox to sweep someone, and I'm screwed.
Yeah. That is awesome. I love
Tell you
it.
it's not going to be the Orioles because Gunnar Henderson's trying to have the most home runs ever hit in the season.
I want to go on
record
record.
in Orioles history.
I want to go on record saying it's my
And
favorite
what?
hot take of the year.
What'd you say?
If Gunnar Henderson hits his 35th
He
home
already
run,
did.
Oh, he hit it today.
Yeah.
Oh, so you broke it then. Yeah, he was tied with Tejada and Ripken.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did.
I love
Wow.
it. I love it.
All right, what do you got?
We got.
I'm just going to go with Lawrence Butler.
I thought we weren't supposed to do A's.
You know,
Wow, chalk pick.
This guy.
but this is not going to be chalk
Lawrence Butler's
pick.
going to get hot.
Lawrence Butler's going to be AL Player of the Week.
See you tomorrow.
Hot take Tuesday.
Yeah, see you tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Kid Korak, Vince Cotroneo next right here on the A's Radio Network.
What do you got?
Lawrence Butler is going to lead this team in stolen bases. And with a very, very short amount of time, will be top 3 rookie of the year.
I like it.
I can't go rookie of the year because he's not going to have enough time.
Right.
He's getting a ton of votes. He is going to finish so strong. He's going to get, I was going to say top 5, but I upped the ante.
I love that.
I want to say top 5. I'm going top 3.
Can't get Rookie of the Year. He exceeded his rookie limits last season.
Well, would you believe?
Well, I gave it a shot.
Yep. Give it a shot.
Because
Wait a minute, we can't kick here?
Like, because remember,
I'm like the NFL coach going, I can't throw the flag here? I can't challenge it?
Remember, baseball has really weird rules about position players and pitchers.
Oh,
Pitchers
my
have to hit a
God.
certain amount of innings.
Oh my God! Let's like it's. Can I be honest with you? And I kind of addressed it today nicely. I do not want to hear Kotsay or Emerson talk about all the rookie pitchers. You're lucky you have these rookie pitchers because your veterans were terrible.
Hey, can you do a spur of the moment hot take
So
Tuesday?
I said today, I'm like, you should be thankful for your rookie pitch. Well, I just said, hey, you're not winning in spite of them. You're winning because of them. Right?
Yeah. Hey,
if you didn't have these rookies, but the fact that Mason Miller's considered a rookie is a joke.
Why?
He had a no-hitter going last year. He pitched last year.
He didn't pitch enough. I disagree with that. He's a rookie. He didn't qualify. So what's your?
He didn't qualify. I get
Right.
it, but we're using numbers to qualify. Do I really think Mason Miller at this point is a rookie? No.
Well, but as much Butler wasn't a rookie. I'm just saying. Will you please give a hot take, like a spur of the moment?
Well, I still got him. He's going to lead this team in stolen bases.
Okay. And what is he? How far is he back?
He's
7.
He's 7
It's
back.
20-13. Gallo's trying to be the 2020. Lawrence Butler's trying to be 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look and see what's going about Geloff. He's swinging up at now, and it's been a tough year for him. He's still going to be 2020 this year. That's pretty good.
I agree. We can sell that. He's not going to be happy about it.
No, of course not. No, I'm not saying he's going to be happy. I'm just saying that's.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's.
But right now, if he has a great September,
yeah,
we can hang our hat on
no
it.
doubt.
Because right now we have a lot of strikeouts. To hang our hat on.
I think he's still going to be a great player in this league.
I agree.
I do.
Oh,
I do.
I have a hot take on that.
What?
I told you yesterday. I haven't even busted this out. I'm going to bust this out for everybody right now. This is not a hot take for the show.
Yeah.
This is just how many times is Towny? We're going Colin Cowherd. Where Towny's right, where Towny's wrong. I told all of you, JP. I told all of you, JJ Blade for AJ Puck would be incredibly a steal. I'm not going to be shocked if Zach Geloff's future is not in the infield.
You think it might be left field?
If you look at his size and his speed, I have no problem with his defense, but all of a sudden we may have a logjam of good players, right? Because Zach Geloff should be a third baseman. That's what he was supposed to play. When I saw him for the first time play,
He's a big guy.
He was playing for the Stockton Ports against the San Jose Giants at San Jose Municipal Stadium, the house that I built. It's a joke.
I know.
Because I wasn't very good. Like
I
all the good
got
players
you,
that
bro.
played there.
I got
But I looked at Zach Geloff was supposed to be the third base, right? He was playing third base. He was our third baseman of the future.
Yeah.
So what about Zach Geloff? Super athletic, got the arm. Well, he doesn't have the. Arm's not as great as he used to be, but super athletic, big, fast. Zach Geloff being more of a power guy, playing a corner position, making way for a slick fielding guy in the infield of Jacob. Because Jacob Wilson, who we think is going to hit, he can't play short, but he can hit, where does he go?
Yeah, I still think Geloff second baseman for a while, but I hear what you're saying.
I could see.
Yeah.
I could see Zach Geloff playing left field. How about a left field of Geloff, Bleday, and Butler?
It's pretty good,
right? Is that athletic?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I mean, that would be. You talk about win. Ray Fosse taught us defense wins championships.
Yeah.
If you had an outfield like that, because I mean, it's. And then you got Max Muncy coming.
Yep.
You've seen him play.
No doubt.
Where's he going to play?
No doubt. Yeah. I know.
Like we have a glut of middle infielders.
And you got Schumann too, right? Schumann's going to mix.
Where's everybody going to play?
Yeah, I know. Absolutely. No, I'm with you. I know. We got those are decisions that are going to be
My
made.
hot take kind of got dumped on.
That's all right.
All I know is you built San Jose Municipal Stadium. So, I mean,
He built it.
Me and Bill Walsh.
Yep, he built
You know,
it.
Bill Walsh coached a football team at San Jose
I didn't know
Municipal
that.
Stadium.
Cal Ripken built Camden. Barry Bonds built SBC Global, whatever. You built San Jose Muni. And then you went and ruined.
Even
Zach
though the
Veen's
San Jose
career.
Giants have played there for like 70 years. Well, the San Jose minor league team has played
Ever
there.
since you
San Jose Bees.
That's right.
George Brett played there.
Really? I didn't know that.
Ever since you heckled Zach Veen, I haven't heard his name mentioned anywhere in the
I
Rockies.
ruined that kid. I like the challenge flag, and then I got nothing. I thought that'd be a hot take because I thought he'd get rookie. Look the way he's played.
I know.
He should be a rookie. If you want a rookie,
I love your face when he said it. That was so good. You're like, oh.
like is he way over that limit?
Yeah.
It said he exceeded them in 2024. So I'm looking right now. This is September 3rd. The updated list for the AL Rookie of the Year. Colton Cowser, Austin Wells, William Abreu.
Cowser hasn't played that great.
No, but he's like, they feel like everyone feels like he's the front
Austin Wells. See, that's what I'm saying.
Luis Hill was in the majors a couple years ago.
Well, Luis Hill, by the way, has been terrible in the second half.
Wyatt Langford has been great.
Right,
Jackson Holiday's been here long
Let's
enough.
just go the top three right now. Colton Cowser, Austin Wells, and
William Abreu.
Any of those guys right now, or my guy, Lawrence Butler.
Not close.
It's not even close.
Not close. Not even the same ballpark right now.
Johnny's future AL MVP is on here, though.
Mickey Moniak?
No, Rafaela.
Okay.
Baseball Betty, come here. Baseball. The great baseball bet. I've known baseball Betty, longtime season ticket holder. This is true. This is Johnny Doskow.
I know Johnny very
Good to see you.
This is Johnny. How are you? Yeah. Carry on with the show, boys. Thank you, baseball Betty.
Rafaela's on the list. Your guy you said is going to
like
be the MVP in 75 years. Or whatever it was. What was it, 5 years?
5 years. He's got 5 years.
He is. He's going to win MVP in the
You're like a
anyway.
politician. We will build this. We will make this happen. All right?
The NL Rookie of the Year odds, since is up here. They have Jackson Merrill leading the way.
Jackson Merrill took over for Paul Skeens.
Is he the best of three Jacksons? Churio's pretty good.
And
Holiday.
Holiday, yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, I'd say yes.
The Jackson,
Churio's really good.
The Jackson 3.
Yep.
That was not that long ago that Jackson Merrill actually took over the lead in Vegas on being the favorite over Paul Skeens. I think there's also people worried that Paul Skeens at some point they may shut down.
He's pitching tonight, but yeah, I feel that way too, that he's going to eventually be shut down at some point.
How many innings did he go in one of the years at LSU? Like the World Series year, how many?
Let me look. I think it was like 120 or something.
All right, Johnny.
All right. Hey, see you, brother.
I apologize.
It's all good.
Thought my hot
It's
take.
all good. I love this.
You got a hot take with a game in progress, and I got a hot take that's not eligible.
Last year.
We really ruined that segment.
Yeah, we did.
But you were great last week.
19 starts, 122 and 2/3 innings.
Is that
at
really
LSU.
that much?
No, I don't think so. Thanks, Johnny.
Do we have anything else?
Not really.
Okay.
Plus, it's getting dark. So
Yeah, we don't have any more guests, right?
No.
I have a confession to make that no one's really noticed, but I want to tell everybody out there. Today was a Stretch Lab day for me. If you don't go to Stretch Lab, I'm just going to tell you I love Stretch Lab. It's fabulous. You haven't been yet, have you?
I have not. No.
They stretch that, and for me, playing a lot of golf as I get older, they stretch they've saved my back. Well, I had a Stretch Lab day, and I came from Stretch Lab to here, so I don't wear this obviously. So I get here, and I'm ready to rock, right? And I get out of the car because you got to wear the socks with the little stickies on them.
I found this out the other day when I asked you, why do you have a pair of socks in your car?
Yeah, so I have socks in my car because I don't want to forget, right? So I get out of the car here in the parking lot, and I realize I forgot my tennis shoes.
Well, when you came in, I noticed your shoes are very white.
Yeah, so I have these very white Nike shoes on today, and really no one's noticed. I had an executive decision to make today in the parking lot. Because if this was just like a Saturday or Sunday where I'm just hanging out in the press box, I wouldn't have to worry about it. But we're on the field in front of everybody. I had to make an executive decision. Do I go flip-flops or golf shoes?
I think you probably leaned the right way, but I will say if you would have went the other way, I have seen our own general manager wear those same shoes on this field on our show.
Well,
he's also the GM.
Big difference is he's David Force, the boss. I'm humble employee of the A's, Chris Townsend.
In that sense, you're a lower level employee.
I am compared to
we
David
finally
Force,
found it.
I'm a lower level employee, and no one has noticed except the grounds crew. I will show you. I'm wearing golf spikes. That's all I got. I had to make a decision. Do I go flip-flops or do I go golf spikes? And I decided, you know what? God, there's actually sand in here from Sand Trap. I realized that at least with shoes, I got to wear shoes because if I'm standing out here in flip-flops, but you're right. I didn't think about that. David Force has worn flip-flops out here. But then again,
I'm sure Billy has too. But
Jimmy Johnson always said with the Dallas Cowboys, there's Troy Aikman, there's Emmitt Smith, and there's Michael Irvin. There's rules for them, and then there's rules for the rest of you.
Wait, you're telling me there's different rules for Jason Garrett?
I'm just telling you right now, it was a funny speech that I heard Jimmy Johnson, Hall of Fame football. There was rules for Troy, Emmitt, and Michael, and then there's rules for the rest of you. I'm part of the rest of you.
In this sense, yes.
Yes. So God, I'm glad you didn't tell me that. I'm glad I didn't call you because I might have said, well, if David Force does it, then I can do it. But then I got to remember I'm not the
general manager.
I'm not the general manager of the team.
So before we go, the one thing I think I texted you about it yesterday. I can't remember if I did. I haven't told a lot of people this because I don't think people are actually paying attention. Do you know we might have another guy go 40-40 this year that no one's paying attention to?
Oh, Hosey.
He's a 34-34 right now.
Is it that many steals?
No one's looking. That was entering today. No one's looking at it because of what Towny and Judge are doing. But Jose Ramirez, if this is any other year, he'd be the front runner for the MVP probably.
Oh, yeah, I want to get to some stuff. I'm glad you reminded me. Ohtani right now on pace for 52 home runs and 54 stolen bases. His first time back to Anaheim, you think there's going to be a big reaction?
So they said they weren't going to do any scoreboard stuff for him.
Come on.
And then apparently I got to update that they are doing something for him. But I guess they did something for the Freeway Series games and the exhibitions in spring training for him.
Okay.
But he should get a big ovation, yes, for winning 0 playoff games. He reached the playoffs for the first time, or 500, with the Dodgers.
Billy Beane told me a long time ago, he said run differential matters. Do you believe it matters?
Yes.
Why?
Because it shows you essentially you're better at scoring runs than preventing runs.
Here are your top teams in run differential. Brewers, plus 139. New York Yankees, plus 125. My writing, who would that be? Who would be at 117? CH? That's not CH. Oh, that's Cleveland.
That ain't Chicago. I know that.
Cleveland. It's got to be Cleveland.
Yeah.
Plus 117. Philly 110. Baltimore plus 97. And Atlanta 92. What do all those teams have in common?
They're all in the playoffs. Playoff race. Where's Arizona at? They had a pretty good run differential.
They are. They're plus 92. I said that.
At least
so it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, okay.
That's your top 6 in baseball right there. All of them will be in the playoffs. Unless somebody gags here down the stretch.
Which I don't think any of those teams will. I mean, you keep saying the Brewers are going to lose. Do you want to say the Reds are going to win the division now? Or
can I? Are they out of it mathematically?
I think the only team mathematically eliminated is the White Sox.
And you know what? I forgot about this. I'll ask Scott Emerson about it. Do you know which team with the average velocity? Because everybody tells me they're chasing velocity. The average velocity for this team is 92.7, which is 27th in baseball.
This is a team's bullpen or overall?
Team's overall staff, 92.7, 27th in baseball. They throw the most fastballs at 63.5% in all of baseball. Who am I? So they're only 27th in velo, but they throw their fastball more than anybody else.
Are they in the playoff picture?
Yes, they are.
It's at the Cubs.
Who am I?
The Cubs don't have a really hard-throwing rotation.
That would be the team with the best run differential at plus 39.
Brewers, okay.
Brewers throw the most fastballs in baseball, and they're 27th in velocity. They are like anti what the Red Sox have done. They're like anti people believe everything's about velocity. It's about exactly what Scott Emerson. It's about pitching. It's about pitching to all the quadrants. They dominate, the Milwaukee Brewers do, with a lot of different pitchers with fastballs and at the 27th ranked velocity average. That is awesome.
And they've also used it's tied for the second most starters used in baseball. It's 17 with the Dodgers. The Dodgers, and there's another team I think that's up there now. Oh, Miami, because the Angels have the most in the baseball at 18 different starters used. What Milwaukee's done this year after trading Corbin Burns, after letting Craig Counsell leave, and everyone said, oh, you can't let Counsell leave. He means so much to the team. I mean, they're still in the playoffs without him. So what they're doing with guys like Tobias Myers and Frankie Montas, who's now there. Jared Koenig's been great, bullpen and starter. I mean, the guys that Koenig's now throwing a lot harder than he was, but what they're doing with these guys they have is incredible. It's a tip of the cap to Matt Arnold in the front office because the player development there has been outstanding the last few years.
Kind of reminds you.
Colin Ray is another one.
Kind of reminds you what the A's have done over the years when you think about 12, 13, 14, or 18, 19, 20, their pitching staffs of guys that you wouldn't say, oh, yeah, we're going to build it around A.J. Griffith. We're going to build around Jared Parker. We're going to have Tommy Malone. Who's Chris Bassett? Guy hasn't pitched. We see, it's like it's finding guys and competing with what you got and dominating with what you got. I mean, what does that tell you? They're 27th in velocity and they throw more fastballs than anybody else. They're pitching.
And they have a good another guy, they just got Devin Williams back there, all-world closer.
And he's all about the change.
Yeah, so, they lost Hader years ago. Didn't matter. What they've done has been great. Another guy, Freddie Peralta has been awesome for them, too, as they're probably their best starting pitcher. But
I'm not saying velocity is not a good thing, but velocity not in the right location is worthless. I mean, if Joe Boyle's not throwing strikes, no offense to my guy George in San Francisco, who wants Fuji back with Boyle in the bullpen, which would be the scariest Nuke LaLoosh bullpen of all time. But yeah, if you got great velocity, but you can't place it, it can be kind of worthless.
Yeah, and especially when you're bringing up, nothing really gets those two guys, but I remember hearing George call before and ask about that, and he said something like, "Be the wildest bullpen ever."
My God!
But he's right. Another thing too, like just going around the league looking, your guy Verlander, struggled again. Yeah. Whoa, new arm, Tommy John. He's supposed to be great.
Yeah, he had a bit of a struggle yesterday.
But there's a guy that covers the Mets, John Harper. He's a freelance guy for SNY. He put this out there, and I didn't know this. Verlander struggling since return from IL, only 71 innings pitched for the season. So Mets off the hook for $17 million in 25. Scherzer on the IL again, only 39 innings pitched. Cohen's decision to eat money / move on from both last year paved the way for success with Stearns' signings of Severino and Minaya. I didn't realize they were saving all that money on Verlander.
Well, wait, how are they saving money on Verlander? Say that again?
Essentially, you're saying with Verlander only pitching 71 innings for this season, the Mets are off the hook for 17. He probably like an innings or vesting option. He had a vesting option as his deal, I believe.
Well,
he had hit like 140 innings pitched.
Well, it actually looks brilliant. You have bad deals with two old pitchers. And instead of keeping them around and rehabbing them and going through all this, you just jettison them. And Scherzer's done for the year. Verlander's not the same guy. And the money aspect of it, the best part about it is they're just gone. You don't have to deal with them.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes in business, it's better just to cut the cord and not have to deal with it anymore. Because nothing worse than aging, expensive guy. Can he go? He can't go. He's rehabbing. Constantly questions about him. It's like an anchor. You cut him, you don't talk about him anymore, or you trade him, and you get rid of him, and now you don't have to deal with it. Now, whatever the money is, the Mets got a ton of money, so it really doesn't matter. But it was a shrewd move what they did. And yes, if they're going to save money, that's great. And they're competitive. And right now they're half game. I don't know what are they doing right now.
Well, the Braves are playing another half game behind the Braves, right? So
Mets are leading the Red Sox at home right now.
2-1.
2-1. Braves are at home. So right now they're only a half game back of that last wild card. So if you made all the moves that you did, getting rid of Canna, you've made all these different moves, getting rid of people, and the next year you go with what you got and you make the postseason, and that's what Steve Cohen wanted, right? Steve Cohen wanted the ability to have the team being able to function as an organization. Not everybody has to be bought and paid for, but when you do start to bring up players and when you do start to produce your own, then you go and buy a bunch of guys to help out.
Yeah, and what's flying under the radar with that team, too, is Francisco Lindor is having an outstanding season. He could be a 30-30 guy this year. Remember how bad he was to start the year? We're like, oh, man,
yeah,
Mets are going to regret this deal. He's been awesome for them.
It could get him to a point to where we talked about it. He's going to start entering Hall of Fame territory.
I think his WAR is pretty close to being.
Because he was so good in Cleveland in all those years. Yeah.
And I think he's at like 29 homers. I've heard him 26 steals, I think. He's in 270. I remember before his OPS plus we were laughing because it was like almost negative at the beginning of the season. And now he's just been carrying. He's had like a 31 game on base streak, something like that. He has an incredible on base streak right now for the Mets. It's 31 games and they're on base streak.
So a question. Run of walk-offs. We've had 4 out of 5 games have been walk-offs for the A's.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember last time I remember seeing that happen.
Don't go home early, folks. We're talking 4 out of 5 games are of walk-off variety.
Yeah.
We got to start looking A's history, Coliseum history.
What this note has to do with the Mariners, but I saw that if they lose tonight, they'll be under 500 for the first time since April.
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, do you want your?
You want to end on that?
We should, yeah.
Because you're in the shadows and you hate the shadows of the Coliseum?
Yeah.
Well, if we had a tarp, we'd always be in the shadows and we wouldn't have a problem.
True, yeah. Or if I brought a light down, but that's even more equipment to bring down.
You got it? Let's go.
Happy trails to you until we meet again.
You know,
Happy trails.
We were there when the big dumper hit that home run and Seattle absolutely exploded. Whatever you hit just changed everything. There you go. What is that?
I don't know. It bothers me too.
All right. We were there, and you broke your playoff drought. And everybody talked about how great things are in Seattle. Look at the pitching. Look at the pitching. Look at the pitching. What happened to it?
Oh, I only have like 40 seconds of it.
Oh, we need to get the long version. Happy trails, Seattle Mariners 2024. You are done. Your offense stinks. The kid you gave all that money to, I don't know, he still may be great. He wasn't great this year. You can't hit. And you should be ashamed that with all this pitching, you could not produce any hitting. Because not too many people get this kind of pitching in the big leagues anymore. To not make the playoffs with superior starting pitching is awful. You are done. Stick a fork in you.
I got the full version now.
It's over. And I picked the Mariners early in the year, hot take, to go to the World Series. And then I tried to fall back on Dan Wilson, trying to spark the team. It's over. Now I'm finding out that Scott Service and Jerry DiPoto really don't like each other.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, all that singing Kumbaya. We're all having coffee at Pike's Place or whatever the hell it is.
Pike's Place, yes, correct.
Huh?
Pike's
over.
Market.
Pike's Market. I caught the fish. You've ever shown the video when I was with the Raiders and they put me up there and I caught the fish? I have it. I'll show it to you.
I've seen it, but I don't know if we ever showed it on this show. Maybe we should someday.
Seattle's soft and your season's over. And get ready. We're coming next year. Get ready.
You know, I think we
And
should.
by the way, no way Jerry DiPoto keeps his job. No way.
Well, they're not winning 54% of the time right now.
Yeah.
They're at
They should have
They're only winning 50% of the time.
Would have been smart to fire him then.
When's the last time we saw the GM fired in the middle of the season?
Didn't he say that? Wasn't that non-CA? It was after last season.
It was after last season. I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of a GM most recently that got fired in the middle of the season. I don't know. You could have done a whole regime change, to be honest. Got rid of front office, manager. There's no, I mean, then again, hey, stranger things have happened. We're on AJ Preller's 8th manager.
Well, what would it be like in the next couple of years when we leapfrog with the Mariners? And they had all that pitching, and they got to one postseason. Yay!
Be great for us.
Their postseason history, the Mariners' postseason history is a joke. That's great. Griffey, A-Rod, Randy Johnson, all these guys. What's their playoff history? 0. They got 0 postseason history.
They won that series in 95 against the Yankees.
I mean, it's unbelievable. And this year to have that, this run of starting pitchers, to have this run of starting pitchers and have nothing to show for it, shame on you.
Yeah, I agree. Well, team, but we were talking about bad playoff history. Heard this today. I read about it today. We'll have to go over how bad the New York Jets franchise is when it comes to the playoffs. That's for different.
Oh, happy trails to your Florida State Seminoles.
Oh, whoa. You told me they're going to win the ACC. No chance.
Wow. Starting out 0-2, losing to BC, Boston College.
Bill O'Brien building a bully.
What did they start the preseason? Because they were 10. Was it 10?
They didn't jump. When they lost to Georgia Tech in week 0, they didn't lose anywhere. Then they lost again this week. I don't know who they play next week, but Mike Norvell, hot seat.
Bobby Bowden, Deion Sanders, Burt Reynolds.
There's your next.
Not walking through that door.
There's your next Florida State coach. Well, it's not Burt Reynolds.
Burt Reynolds is dead.
And so is Bobby Bowden. Deion.
Well, after the way Deion's club looked week 1, Deion may have a little struggle in the Big 12 this year.
1-0.
Yeah,
They got to win.
See.
North Dakota State's a good team.
Huh?
North Dakota State's a good team. And
the Bison, they should have won the game.
Yeah, they yes. Just like Vandy should have beat. It's like Vandy should have beat Oregon.
Huh?
Just like Vandy should have beat Oregon. Or
it's
not?
Like Hawaii.
Sorry, Idaho should beat Oregon.
Hawaii should have beat UCLA.
Oh, they end up losing. Rainbow.
Hawaii came back. I mean, UCLA came back. UCLA is not going to be good.
No. Well, I mean, Chip Kelly's gone. He's now the OC at Ohio State.
Well, Chip Kelly left for a reason, right? They don't have NIL money.
And
they're in major debt. You think I'm in debt with 2 kids at Cal? UCLA football and the UCLA athletic department is in major debt.
And they lost one of their other coaches because he's now leading the Spartans.
And Deshaun Foster stepped up to that podium, Big Ten press conference for the Big Ten preseason, said, we're UCLA. You may not know a lot about us. We're in Los Angeles. See everybody. All right, that is going to do it for A's Cast Live. What are we going to run right here before pregame?
Greatest moments, Oakland history. Good show tomorrow, too.
Greatest moments in Oakland history. What do we got tomorrow?
Mitch Spence.
We got to get some spin doctors.
Yeah, I heard you guys talk about. I'll get that.
And I couldn't remember what Two
Princes or whatever.
Yeah. Little Miss can't be wrong.
Eno Saris.
You think Mitch Spence doesn't even know who the spin doctors are?
It's a good first question out of the gate. Eno Saris tomorrow. He'll be here. And then our favorite guy from Seattle.
We have a lot of guys in Seattle. Oh, Julio! That guy?
No. I'm trying to find it, but I have it in here because I have so many drop saves.
He's not calling play-by-play tonight?
He still looks like one of those Scottsdale bros that's over here down in the valley.
Our guy, Ryan Divish from the Seattle Times.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's here.
He's here? All right. Well, what about our guy in the booth, Aaron?
We played the Mariners at the end of the year. We'll talk to him then.
Well, he's one of our favorites.
He is. I will say hi to him. I'm sure his hair looks great.
Oh, the hair is impeccable.
So
I wonder, can he write off hair product?
Probably,
because he's using a
lot. It's a work accessory.
All right, big day tomorrow. Hopefully another walk-off win to talk about. The walk-off thing to me was a big deal. I think it was a real big deal. All righty, that'll do it for A's Cast Live. Coming up next, we got what again?
Greatest moments, Oakland history, Vince Cotrone.
And then we'll have the A's Total Access show, and we'll see everybody tomorrow right here on A's Cast Live.
Calling all trading card collectors. Mark your calendars for Saturday, September 14th, because Topps Hobby Rip Night is back and bigger than ever. Head to your local hobby shop to open packs, trade cards, and connect with fellow collectors. With over 500 shops participating and some surprise appearances from athletes and celebrities, this is a night that you don't want to miss. Join the fun. Find your nearest shop at Topps.com/ripnight. That's Topps.com/ripnight. And be a part of the excitement on September 14th.
This is Commander Cody, and fall is upon us, and Linksole has dropped their new fall line. New pants fit for a more custom experience with elevated layers and performance polos to help transition from season to season, no matter if you're wearing them out on the golf course, out to dinner, or just hanging out with friends. Some effortless looks to help you find the right look and feel for any occasion. Go to their website, linksole.com. That's linksole.com, and find out how you can unlock 20% off your next order. Remember, in the big leagues, to play good, you got to look good.
This has been a presentation of the Oakland Athletics.